condemn violence and hatred of all kinds, including racism, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia, support one another in times of difficulty, and are committed to a community that's respectful and safe for everyone. Briefing today's town hall meeting at our inspirational North Hudson campus. We welcome everyone attending today in person and everyone attending virtually. If you are attending virtually, we would appreciate your turning on cameras. Looks like most of them are on. And since we're at the North Hudson campus today, I'd like to begin by inviting North Hudson Campus Executive Director, Dr. Joe Caniglia, to offer an update on the exciting happenings here at the North Hudson campus. Joe.
Thank you, Chris. So I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to each of you for visiting the North Hudson campus today. In a few minutes, some of the professors are going to be bringing their students down to the meeting. Unfortunately, the classes do not start until 12:30, so I apologize. So about 12:30, we're going to have some students joining us. The North Hudson campus has been incredibly active this semester, hosting a wide range of programs and events designed to enrich the student experience and foster a strong sense of community. I am proud to share some of the major highlights taking place this fall. But before I do that, this is a team approach. I have a team, Diana, Jason, Aura, and Yadelin, but it goes beyond that. We have an excellent group of faculty members and support staff that all help make this campus what it is, starting from the enrollment center, the advisement, FERSAR, financial aid to the library, IT. Without IT, we couldn't function. Without any of you, we couldn't function. So I want to thank all of you because it's not just me, Diana, Jason, Aura, and Yadelin. It's all of us together. So thank you very, very much. So on October 24th, this past Friday, the North Hudson campus hosted Noche de Bruja, a vibrant and filled evening where students came together to celebrate the spirit of the season. The event was filled with energy, creativity, and campus pride. I want to thank Associate Director Diana Galvez and Yadelin Teneo because they organized this event, and also there are other clubs that contributed, such as the Model UN, the SGA, Active Minds, Latin Society, and Student Life. So thanks to all of you for making this event very successful. Looking ahead, on November 5th, the campus will celebrate Italian Heritage Month from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in this room. This exciting cultural event will feature delicious food, lively music, and a special panel discussion led by 3 distinguished members of our faculty and staff. So Professor Lori Riccadona, Dean Dr. Kathy Sarangelo, and Dr. Grimaldi, Rose Grimaldi, who is an adjunct professor here at the college, will be participating in a panel. And they're going to discuss their family culture and heritage. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're available, students, faculty, staff, everyone is welcome. I said special thanks to the teachers and the staff. To continue the celebration of Italian culture, Professor Joseph Gallo wrote a play called My Italy Story. And on November 6th at 7:30 p.m., a group of us, thanks to the Office of Student Life and Leadership, they gave us 60 tickets. We will be going to the play from the North Hudson campus and from the Jersey City campus. We have some tickets left. If any of you are interested, please email me and I will make sure you get a ticket. And I want to thank Dean Wakefield, Dr. Wakefield, and many others who are on the planning committee for this event. So we're looking forward to it. And thanks to Joe Gallo, because when I was thinking about this event, I had some people ask me, can we do something? And I said, sure. We had the event on November 5th set up. But this extension of it, to go see Joe's play, I didn't know that he was having this play viewed at the Art House in Jersey City. So it was a great addition to the program. So thank you, Professor Gallo. To continue, later in the month on November 17, 2025, at the North Hudson campus, we will probably host the 4th annual Aspiring Student Leadership Conference and our 2nd annual Science Fair, bringing together both Hudson County Community College students and local high school participants in the area. We have Union City High School, North Bergen High School, the STEM Academy, Rising Star Academy, and Memorial High School participating. As of now, I had to open up 2 of the ITV classrooms. We have about 250 students that are going to participate, in addition to faculty and staff. So we're looking forward to that. Special thanks to Angela Puzzo, Professor Sebastian Pisiak, and Jocelyn Wong Castellano, who are all members of the planning committee to get this event underway, so I want to thank them very much. On November 20th, the North Hudson campus will host a parent-student night from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m., welcoming HCC students and their families, as well as students from our local high schools. The event provides an excellent opportunity for parents and students to learn more about college programs, academic pathways, and support services. Is Yadeline in the room here? A special thanks to Yadeline Tepneo. She was mainly involved in organizing this event, and it's going to be a great event. Thank you so much, Yadeline, and anyone else who was involved. Also, as you see in Jersey City, they have the 50th anniversary pole banners across the campus down in Jersey City. For the North Hudson campus, the banners have arrived. Thank you to Jen Christopher, Billy Ashman, Dr. Jones, Dr. Rieger. The banners are here. They came the other day. Now we're just waiting for the installation. So we're really excited about that. And that's about it. I just want to thank everyone. One shout out I never really do, and it's well deserved, is Cesar Castillo and his team with security. And our students, I want to especially thank you, because without you, we would not have a college. So thank you all very much.
Thanks so much, Joe. Congratulations to you and all North Hudson campus students, faculty, staff, and community members for the outstanding activities and outcomes of this engaged and bustling campus. And it's nice to see some students here. Thank you for coming to that. A round of applause. So, we continue monitoring ongoing developments in Washington, and as we all know, every day brings new developments. As I mentioned in last month's town hall meeting, colleagues across the college are participating on the HCCC Federal Compliance Working Group, which is meeting weekly, and the working group is discussing the implications of directives affecting grants, ongoing steps to ensure legal compliance with mandates and directives, and our continued and enhanced support for all HCCC students, faculty, and staff. Led by Vice Presidents Dr. Lisa Doherty and Dr. Iris Pujols, group members are making actionable recommendations to ensure our compliance with the law while safeguarding our students' college admission. And as I always want to emphasize, our focus in navigating these issues and the federal political landscape will always be on our mission and service to students in the community, and we will continue to weather these challenges as one community and one family. And so I have asked Lisa and Iris to share an update of their committee's work this morning. I think it's going to be. Thank you both.
Good afternoon, everyone. It was a pleasure being here with all of you. As Chris mentioned, this task force has been meeting since late July, and the goal has been to ensure that we're on top of whatever might be coming out of the government. When it comes to compliance, make sure that we're complying with that. But the backbone of the work is to ensure that we continue supporting our students, our faculty and staff, and the greater community at large, because our commitment is to everyone, and Hudson home goes further than what this is here. So one of the areas that we've looked at, we've conducted inventories or grants. If you have a grants are usually tied into positions, people that are employed at the college, and very specific to services that are rendered to students. So if those are compromised, then you're kind of limited on that regard. So we have looked at all of those grants, make sure that we are good to go. but also making adjustments along the way to ensure that the impact is not felt. We also, we had a lot of discussions and a lot of concerns when it came to immigration matters. And we are extremely committed, just want to add to what the president said, we're committed to ensuring that the college is supportive of all. Everyone that comes through our doors as a student, as a prospective students, to ensure that they are serviced and that they feel happy and proud to be students of Hudson County Community College, as we are proud to have you. It's not just what is happening at the college, it's also what is happening out there. One of the immediate challenges that we discussed earlier today, when Lisa and I met with a full group, was the SNAP benefits might be compromised as early as next month. So again, it's not just coming to college and classes, it's also what is happening out there. So we're talking about and planning around our food pantries, our services that we provide to ensure that, hopefully we're able to provide that support. That's our commitment. In addition to that, we're also talking about the impact that we would have when it comes to subsidies associated with the Affordable Health Care Act. Some of those might be coming to an end soon. And then at the end of the day, if there's a financial commitment on the back end, what type of impact does that have on students? And again, we want to be proactive on all of that. Something else that I also wanted to share, it's some of the resources that we put for students. I usually talk about this when I do the other update, but if you don't mind putting the website in. We want to make sure that students know that they are supported here at the college, that they know that they're able to speak to someone. If anything, it's unclear. But we've developed a broad list of resources for students that might have questions about immigration, concerns. Because this is a really complicated matter that we want to make sure that we're able to navigate together. Do you mind scrolling up? There. First things, if you have a quick question, if there's something related to immigration that you would like to someone to answer, we have a couple of hotlines there that you call, and the person on the other line is more than qualified to talk about immigration matters and give you the information. If you could scroll down a little bit, we have a really substantial list of pro bono and low-cost lawyer services. Anyone that needs a lawyer to be represented, I welcome you to look into this document. It has representation from all the different states in the United States, and certainly New Jersey. This is something new. We're really proud to be partnered with Save Latin America. This is a local organization. This is on 39th Street, 10 blocks from here. And they do offer free legal / immigration consultations. Free for Hudson County Community College students. They do charge $20 per consultation, but all Hudson County Community College students that seek their services, they're able to do that at no cost. So all we ask is that you contact them, and they'll make an appointment, and they'll be able to provide you that support as needed. Just know that if you are applying for any application that you might need to complete, that probably has a cost that is separated from this. Know Your Rights immigration sessions. These are 2 immigration presentations that we held at the college, and we had a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, someone that is an expert in this field, and she essentially came in and conducted, essentially everything was coming down with the law and some interpretation to that. So we have here the presentation slides, so if you want to see the content that she covered, that is available, and also the video recordings, if you actually want to hear to the whole presentation. If you could scroll down, we have a list of all the resources. These are other areas that are available to all, in New Jersey and in other places. If you could scroll down, contact. And this, I hope to tie it into everything that I've said. If you're navigating challenging times, you're not alone. We want to be partners. We want to be working with you. So my office, I've been is serving as kind of like as the point person for this. So I ask that if you have a concern, call me. And if you don't want to, I'm not there collecting names or information, but my goal is to discuss these resources that are available to you. There might be other resources that are available. And let's say that you do not, you want to show up or email. We created this form here, request a callback. You click on that, all we ask you to do is to put your name. It doesn't have to be your name, it could be Johnny or John or a preferred name and a phone number. And then if you give us a couple of options that make sense, times and dates, I'll be sure to call you at that time. But again, the work of the task force, the work of the information that we put in is to ensure that we are, we're partners with you. And I'm gonna be here for the rest of the time. If you have any questions, you wanna talk to me outside, I'm happy to answer them. And thank you, Dr. Rio, for the opportunity to speak today.
Thank you so much, Doris. This is so important. I understand that Rafi has texted that there's background noise. Is that still a problem for the folks in the crowd? It is. Is there something we can do about that? I saw IT basically saying it's noise in this room. I don't hear noise in this room. I don't hear any noise in this room. I'm sorry, Willie?
Even just minor chatting and so on, is being picked up.
So if you're in this room, please don't chat because that gets picked up. I guess the ceiling speakers are very, very sensitive.
Someone said that it's good now, Chris.
It's good? Okay. Very good. Alrighty. Let me just stop here for a moment. This is really important. Before we go on, are there any questions or items that anybody would like to share related to these federal issues? So yours and Lisa are good contacts, along with the people they're working with, and please don't hesitate to let us know if we can be helpful. In terms of the potential of SNAP benefits going away in early November, that is a result of the government shutdown. That's not, at this moment, the permanent issue that we're expecting. I am hoping, and I am sure we're talking about this, that we can do things to the extent possible through our Hudson Health Resource Center to try to embellish or provide more services to help folks mitigate these challenges. Let us know how we can be helpful, please. Okay, so as I mentioned in last month's town hall meeting, we've agreed to participate in the, let me back up. I wanted to share this next, just to remind us, I think this is a really constructive thing our community is doing in the context of some of the concerning things we're talking about. So we've agreed to participate as a college community in the next cohort of schools that will be involved this year in the Citizens and Scholars Campus-Wide Immersion Project, which is focused on promoting civic engagement and preparedness among our students and college community. This is particularly meaningful time for this engagement. According to Citizens and Scholars, and I'm quoting, "This work supports and accelerates the creation of campus cultures that prepare a new generation of civic problem solvers to engage across differences, access information, and work productively with others to find solutions through collaboration and shared frameworks and learning." And critically, this work focuses on providing all undergraduate students, not just those who opt in, with multiple opportunities to appreciate, learn, and practice civic problem-solving skills during their time at school. We sure need civic problem solvers these days, and it's wonderful to be helping one another in becoming more civically engaged. The presidents that are participating and the campuses that are involved in this national initiative are all following a common action planning approach and using a set of shared outcomes, but each campus's path to engaging all of their students in multiple opportunities to learn and practice civic skills will be different. And so we're enormously grateful that Instructor of Social Sciences, Dr. Katie Thurman, and Executive Director of Early College Programs, Dr. Chris Konzen, have accepted my invitation to co-lead our HCCC College-Wide Immersion Action Council. Chris and Kate have begun meeting with citizens and scholars, leaders, and are currently forming our Action Council. If you are interested in participating, please let them know. They're going to be reporting on their progress at next month's town hall meeting. I'm honored to recently have been invited to join the National Board of Directors of the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities in Oahu. This is an exceptionally important time the largest and primary association of Hispanic and Latino students, faculty, staff, and trustees representing colleges and universities from all sectors of higher education. So they represent four-year and graduate institutions and community colleges. I look forward to contributing to the important work of HACU, in which HCCC is already engaged on multiple levels, while also learning important perspectives in navigating the federal political landscape at a time of great challenge for Hispanic-serving institutions like ours. And I'm really proud, Juris told me, it looks like we're sending at least 19 students, faculty, and staff to the upcoming HACU National Conference in Denver in just about a week. 7 students, we have faculty that are presenting, and we're going to learn a lot. HACU right now is the national intermediary in a very important legal matter that is going to decide whether or not Hispanic-serving institutions will continue to be able to receive millions of dollars of federal funds through Titles 3 and 5. So we're going to be there, and I look forward to engaging. So with that, I would now like to bring Juris back. Juris, we're working today to invite Juris and President's Advisory Council on Institutional Engagement and Excellence co-chairs Diana Galvez and Rafi Manjikian, who's in the cloud, to offer an update on their work and plans going forward.
Thank you, Chris. Diana was mostly going to do most of the update today. I think she called out sick today. It's like, oh, now it's up to you. But I'm happy to be here with all of you. And then Rafi's there on WebEx, and he'll jump in as appropriate. We have a lot of things to report. When it comes to the President's Advisory Council, Institutional Engagement and Excellence PACE, we recently reviewed and revised the bylaws. Now they are, I believe, in the website. They're public for all to see. And I know that Diana and Rafi are working on updating the membership. I wanted to take a moment just to reflect and talk a little bit about the Hispanic Heritage Month that just concluded. And we had a lot of activities, a lot of celebrations here. It began on September 8th with a social media campaign for, again, HACU, Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities. They had like a promotional awareness media campaign, and I know that Diana was the kind of like team captain, ensuring that we were fully participating. We also were able to participate on the New Jersey Hispanic State Parade, where students, faculty, staff, and community members proudly represented the college on a float. It was a wonderful experience. I grew up here in the area, and I always went to the parade. Like I stood in my corner, and I saw the floats pass by, and to be one of those is just kind of like life coming in full circle. So it was a wonderful experience. Celebration continued with the Latin Voices of Impact panel. This was hosted right here at the North Hudson campus. The panel featured community strategist Victor Mendez Polanco, West New York Commissioner Marielka Diaz, Policy and Government Affairs Advisor Rudy Rodas Esquire, and Rebecca Acosta, Executive Vice President of the North Hudson Community Action Corporation. The 4 panelists are all proud members of the Latino Advisory Council. They share their journeys, leadership, lessons, and work of encouragement for students and all of those who attended. Our Hispanic Heritage and Student Impact, we concluded with the Latin Society Annual Fashion Show, themed 50 Years of Hispanic Culture and Fashion. And the celebration, we moved that into the HCCC's 50th anniversary. And soon they're going to be releasing the recording. If you were not able to participate, you'll be able to see it. But Diana specifically told me that she wanted to thank everyone who participated, the HCCC students that were there, the Memorial High School students that performed, as well as the Union City High School. I mean, this is, and specifically said, as Dr. River always said, it takes a village, and those are her words in her report. And Chris mentioned about our participation in HACU. Again, 19 people will be attending, and amongst those is Professor Bernard Admaiti, Gloria Delgado, Laura Samuelson, Ewa Krishnan. They are all, they teaching Academic Foundations Math at the college, and they're going to be talking about their best practices. Also, Jose Lo, director of the UF program, is also going to be partnering with some of our colleagues from NJCU and St. Peter's. They're going to be talking about some of their collaborations. And in addition to that, 7 of our students, as Chris mentioned, will be attending. So this conference is not only a lot of us attending, but we're going to be engaging in essentially all the activities that they have. And I specifically want to recognize Joe Caniglia, Jennifer Barcarsel, and Diana Galvez, because they're all participating in the leadership programs. You know, everything that is, and again, there are thousands and thousands of people attending this program, and you know, I'm happy that we're going to be participating in all of those. Now, in the world of accessibility, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Danielle Lopez. I believe she's on the WebEx, and her team. She's working on promoting website accessibility to ensure that we're compliant with federal guidelines that are going to be up by April 2026. I know it's a lot of work, it's a lot, you know, but you know, she's working very closely with Christopher Fontanes and Jason. I also want to share, some of you might have seen the flyer of a workshop that we're a conference that we're providing. It's called the Art of Community Foundation. It's a partnership with the Northern New Jersey Community Foundation. It will be taking place on Thursday, November 6th, and it's going to have all four different tracks. Community economic development, art and community health, empowering and supporting social practices, inclusive and accessible communities. This is like from 9 to 5. All students, faculty, and staff at Hudson County Community College are welcome to participate at no cost. All that we ask is that you go in and you register. I want to thank Michelle Vitali and her team, because she's going to be, Michelle's going to be conducting a presentation. Salma is going to be joining me in another presentation, and I know that Danielle Lopez will be leading another presentation on accessibility. And the other item that I want to talk briefly about is that the Office of Cultural Affairs is hosting a 50 Years of Excellence exhibition in the Museum of Jersey City History. This is celebrating, looking back at the last 50 years of history of the college, and we're going to be hosting it in that museum. The museum is like a block away from the Culinary Conference Center in Jersey City. I would like to encourage all of you just to drop in, and the grand opening, or the opening of is going to be on Friday, November 7th. It starts at 3:30, and specifically at 4:30, Chris is going to have welcoming remarks, just opening the program. And about 6:30, our colleague, Dr. Nicholas Chevroletti, will be talking about the history of Hudson. So, you know, I hope you're able to join us. That's all that I have. I probably spoke more than I needed to, but I thank you for the time, and I'm happy to address any questions if you might have any.
Rafi, did you have anything you wanted to say?
I'm scared to unmute, but hopefully you can hear me. VP Uris did a great job with all the updates, so thanks everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there. I'm in between classes at the Jersey City campus, but you know, Hudson is home. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dr. Reaver.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, Uris. I'm delighted to share that the Hudson County Board of Commissioners has reappointed Trustee Harold Stahl and Trustee Stacy Gemma to new terms, and we also welcome a new HCCC trustee, Lisa Santiago, who will succeed Trustee Joseph Gloria, whose term is expiring. As some of you are aware, Lisa is an active member of our HCCC Latino Advisory Council. She's also a public school principal and teacher, and she's engaged in the work of the New Jersey Reentry Corporation, led by former New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey, among other involvements. We, of course, are involved in that work as well. And but very importantly, soon-to-be Trustee Santiago is an HCCC alumna. So we look forward to welcoming her in this new important work. As some of you know, as some of you were there, a strong and proud Hudson County Community College contingent just returned from the annual Association of Community College Trustees Leadership Congress held in New Orleans. Joining me at the conference were Trustee Emeritus Bakari Lee, Trustee Emerita Pamela Gardner, Vice President for Academic Affairs Dr. Darrell Jones, Associate VP Dr. Heather DeVries, Dean of Business, Culinary Arts, and Hospitality Management Dr. Ara Karakashian, and Associate Professor of Business Alana Winslow. And we celebrate that Alana is the recipient of the HCCC Northeast Region Faculty of the Year Award. Congratulations, Alana. You make us all exceedingly proud. Alana's award, along with our college's ACCT Northeast Region Impact and Success Award, this is a new award that's going to be given annually by ACCT. Frankly, it replaces what used to be a DEI award. But we received, as well as a college, the Northeast Region ACCT Impact and Success Award. And so both of those regional awards were presented at a conference luncheon, really nice exposure for our college. And then also they were announced at the concluding Leadership Congress Gala that concluded the conference last Friday evening. And as I shared with the college community on our way back from New Orleans, Hudson County Community College was then honored with the inaugural nationwide ACCT Impact and Success Award at the conference gala. According to ACCT, and I'm quoting, this award recognizes an exemplary commitment to impact and success within the college's educational programs and services and in the administration and delivery of those programs and services. So the national award is presented to one of the 5 regional nominees. So each regional award winner is a finalist for the national award, and then they announce who that national award is going to be presented to at the gala. The other regional winners were College of Lake County in Illinois, Yavapai College in Arizona, Santa Fe College in Florida, and Alamo College's district, a huge and highly successful community college district in San Antonio, Texas. This prestigious award is owned by all members of our original HCCC family. Everyone contributes to the outcomes that have been recognized here, which include exemplary teaching, learning, support services, community engagement, and other activities in service of our mission. Collectively, these outcomes have resulted in record increases in HCCC student retention, graduation, and goal attainment over the last 5 or more years. Folks, this is a big deal. Congratulations to everyone. It's a real moment of pride. It's got a real nice obelisk, but I didn't bring it. You know, we have the display of different college awards in the entrance of the Gabriel Library. This will be going into that along with some other ones. During the conference, I was also pleased to present a session with Achieving the Dream President and CEO, Dr. Karen Stout, and Trustee Emeritus Bakari Lee. We discussed Achieving the Dream's commissioning of a national case study about HCCC's dramatic success in retaining students and achieving 5 consecutive record graduating classes. I'm sure next May will be the 6th. And this has all been made possible with the strong support of our ATD leadership and data coaches, Dr. Mary Fifield and Dr. Renee Garcia. And then I want to also share that at the opening plenary session of the conference, it was announced that HCCC is one of 2 community colleges in the nation to have been accepted into the 2nd annual US-UK Community College and Technical Education Exchange Program. The other is Dallas College, which is a large institution serving more than 75,000 students in Texas. So HCCC and Dallas College were announced that through a partnership of ACCT and the United Kingdom Association of Colleges, or AOC. HCCC will be paired with Capital City College of London in an international exchange program for students and faculty in both institutions' culinary programs. So a core group from each institution, London and us, will begin meeting to build out the program, which will culminate in students from both colleges studying abroad next year with participating faculty. And the college will receive $25,000 to support planning for the program and student participation. That's not enough, but we'll take it. I want to thank Dean of Student Success, Dr. Bernadette So, and Dean of Business, Culinary Arts, and Hospitality Management, Dr. Ara Karakashian, for their leadership in developing our successful application that will enrich student educational experiences. I'm willing to go over and help and do a lot of hard work. We also want to thank Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment, Dr. Lisa Doherty, Associate VP for Institutional Research and Planning, John Argola, and Associate Dean of Advisement, Dr. Gretchen Schultes, for their support of our application and our planning going forward. So this HCCC was quite prominent in this Leadership Congress, and it was really an honor. And of course, it's all about the work we do together to get our students to the finish line in life-changing transformational opportunities. 2 weeks ago, many HCCC faculty and staff, I'm sure many of you, attended a professional development opportunity regarding full 7-week program offerings. For those who didn't attend, the interactive session was led by Achieving the Dream colleagues and generated important and constructive discussion among HCCC family members. I really am sorry that I was out of town and unable to attend this event, but I've heard positive comments about its value in continuing our discussion of the efficacy of including some full 7-week program offerings in our growing array of programs and services that are helping improve student retention and completion. I thank Vice President Dr. Darrell Jones for coordinating the session and helping lead the discussion. I happened to see Dr. Monica Harris-Trent at the ACCT Leadership Congress. She was one of the 2 ATD leaders that were here on campus leading those sessions. She felt that it went very well. Since I wasn't able to join the discussion, though, allow me to comment briefly about full 7-week program offerings, because it's clear there's lack of clarity. It's clear there's some confusion among our campus community that I just want to be able to speak to very briefly, and I do want to open it to any questions or comments. First, there's clear and compelling evidence that short-term programs that can be completed in their entirety, and that's key, programs that can be completed in their entirety in a shortened 7-week format are very strongly correlated with student persistence and completion. This isn't speculation, this is evidence here that this is happening across the nation. Why? This is where I think we have confusion. Because students can focus on just 1 or 2 courses at a time, and they can complete those courses in half the time of a traditional course. So bear with me here. Students are doing the same amount of work, and faculty are teaching the same content. But it's just happening 1 or 2 courses at a time in a 7-week format, rather than 4 courses at a time in the traditional 15-week format. At the end of the day, it's the same instruction, same amount of effort, but done in the shorter modules. Students can complete full programs in the same amount of time, whether it's 7-week or 15-week formats. But research and experience are very clear from other institutions that are doing this work that students are more likely to complete programs offered in the 7-week format, generally speaking. Now, as we're all aware, time is a great enemy for our students. The 2 greatest enemies that keep our students from completing based on what they tell us and what we know are what? Time, the amount of time it takes to finish a degree, and whole life challenges getting in the way of their being able to finish, and money. And time is money. They're totally interrelated, right? So if it takes students longer to finish a degree, frankly, more and more things are likely to come along that might derail their finishing a degree. With the shorter term format, students are more likely to complete a given course without life getting in the way, because they can see completion of each course more clearly at the end of the tunnel, which then helps further incentivize their continued enrollment and retention in the next and subsequent courses. This only works, however, if a student can complete an entire program using this format. Combining courses that use short-term as well as traditional 15-week formats can actually exacerbate completion, as short-term courses are more intensive, as we all know, and therefore they shouldn't be combined with other courses, 15-week courses and formats, which would have the effect of creating an excessive load that is counterintuitive, predicting a student's retention and completion, rather than a more manageable opportunity by doing 1 or 2 courses at a time for 7 weeks at a time and finishing in the same amount of time. Now, we currently offer, as you know, many short-term courses, but we don't offer full short-term programs right now. So I frankly worry that right now, some of this is currently happening. We offer short-term courses like midway through the semester that students are taking on top of traditional 15-week courses, it's not necessarily helpful to their likelihood of persistence and completion. But if we can do a whole program in that format, the research is clear. So the goal is to make it possible for some students to complete entire programs in shortened 7-week modules, including all of their general education and support courses in addition to their major courses. So let me also clarify, we have never intended to convert the entire college curriculum to 7-week courses. And I was amazed when I heard this, and all of a sudden there's this groundswell of opposition. That has never been our intention. But we are interested in developing some full program offerings in this format with faculty who are open to and supportive of this model. And clearly some disciplines lend themselves to short-term formats better than others. But there's no problem here with students receiving federal financial aid. It's the same amount of content. It's the same number of credits. They qualify. We do think student success requires institutional flexibility to offer a range of models and formats that will best address students' varied needs. And I just want to clarify, this whole discussion is entirely about student success. It is not about teaching preferences. It isn't about how we prefer and when we prefer to teach. Those are all considerations, but it's about student success. And you know, our focus in all of this work is using best practices supported by empirical research to remove barriers to student persistence and completion. So we're always looking for faculty and staff partners who want to try approaches and models that are successful across the nation. A great example of this, one that I think we should all be proud of, is the work we've done together to create the Hudson Scholars Faculty Mentor Model over the past several years. It's proven to be successful and appreciated by both students and participating faculty, so much so that it's actually been incorporated now into our new faculty contract. And that happened in the same way. So, forgive me, I wanted to just get that out because I've been frustrated as I've heard increasing confusion. We want to make sure everybody's clear here. We're not asking everybody to participate, but we are looking for pioneers, like we had faculty mentor pioneers. So, if I may, I would now like to invite Dr. Jones to comment further on this work. We want to continue this discussion leading to trying full program offerings and seeing if indeed it's helpful to our students. So if Dr. Jones would like to comment further, and then I'd like to open this to questions and comments before we continue on with the rest of the meeting. Once we're finished with that, then I'm going to invite Dr. DeVries to speak about our student success work. So Darryl, thank you.
The whole time that people have been speaking, so it's my turn to come up here. I hope I don't grab this bottle of water because mine's at my chair there. That's okay. It's a habit to speak and sip at the same time. So a couple of comments about something that President Reber said earlier regarding our college's participation in the Institute for Citizens and Scholars. Dr. Kay Thurman, along with Dr. Paula Robeson, are committed to bringing back some of the facilitators with that institution or with that entity to speak with our college community for our College Service Day in 2026. We began the conversation in the fall College Service Day with a brief presentation on civic and civil discourse and how faculty, staff, and students can engage in that conversation. So beyond the work that the leads are doing, Dr. Chris Conson and Dr. Kay Thurman, we will have a presentation from the Institute of Citizens and Scholars for College Service Day in February 2026, in the spring of 2026. And also a comment before I comment on short and academic terms is when President Reber mentioned about the accolades and recognition that we received at HCCC, he's somewhat understated. When people hear that Hudson County Community College is presenting, when people hear colleagues stand in the back of the room and ask a question and state where they're from, people always want to talk to us. People always want to find out what we're doing to continue the student success that we're actually having. So for those folks that are going to Haku, 19 of them, the faculty, staff, I'm sure you're going to meet people who are going to want to learn more about the great things happening at Hudson County Community College by evidence of the recognition, the awards, and people who want to telephone us and WebEx us and talk about the great things that we're doing. So as an institution, we should be very proud of the success. And I think, Dr. Reber, that we're going to need more than 2 cases in the library for all of the awards that we're going to receive. So some time ago, in early October, I was asked a question, and the question was, Dr. Jones, in your tenure at Hudson County Community College, what do you think has been one of the proudest moments? And at that time, I gave one example, and I gave 2 examples. But if I had been asked that question after Friday, October 17th, I would have had to share that the most proud moment of my tenure was the open, engaged dialogue that the college engaged in for 6 hours on Friday, October 17th, wrapping our mind and our heads and our intellect around this whole idea of short academic terms. Dr. Reber said it took Dr. Reber 3 or 4 minutes to share what it took me 30 minutes to really share with the college community. And on that date, we had approximately 71 faculty and staff, and 1 or 2 adjuncts were a part of the conversation also. It was equally divided between faculty and staff. And Dr. Reeves and I and Dr. Doherty, we didn't know what we would get for the presentation. We thought maybe there could be 100 faculty, there could be 1 faculty, there could be 10 faculty, but I was really, really pleased at the turnout, at the engagement, and the high level of conversation around short academic terms. And as Dr. Reber mentioned, we were joined by 2 facilitators from ATD, Dr. Monica Parrish-Trent, who's the Chief Program and Network Officer with Achieving the Dream, and also Dr. Laura Heathcock, which is the Leadership and Data Coach with ATD, who shared a PowerPoint presentation, powerful PowerPoint presentation, and also helped address some very difficult questions and to add their intellectual knowledge to the conversation. So as I indicated, there were 71 faculty and staff who participated, and our agenda for the day, of course, with welcome and introductions. We wanted to talk about the HCCC vision for the 7-week programs and really talk about our why. As President Reber had mentioned, student success. How can we ensure that students maintain momentum? How can students continue when life gets in the way? And how can we be intentional about that within the institution? There was also significant time, almost 90 minutes plus, addressing 49 questions that the Faculty Professional Association had submitted beforehand. And my, along with my team, were appreciative that we received those questions early on, but we addressed each and every one of them to the best of our ability. And throughout that 6-hour period today, we provided an opportunity for folks to take the mic, for people to ask questions, for faculty to seek clarification. And I was also grateful for a number of other individuals in the room to help share perspectives and also address questions also. We moved into the day after the 49 questions were addressed. And by the way, those 49 questions are going to help build a FAQ. The facilitators from HED suggested that a priority as a next step must be to build an FAQ with those 49 questions. I think Dr. LeBreeze, we fielded maybe 5 to 10 additional questions throughout the day. Today may elicit more questions that make it as an FAQ. I've encouraged all of those participants that were there to submit questions along the way. If there was something that they thought of, post that opportunity so we can begin building an FAQ. And we're all familiar with that when we're searching a website. We're trying to get information. There's often a page of questions that everybody asks to help seek for clarification. Our community, our faculty community is much larger than 71. So of course, some folks were unable to be there on a Friday. But I'm grateful for those that are here today and for those who have inquired about the event on October 17th. There was also a session on case making and flexible course scheduling. The feedback that I received is, Dr. Jones, this should not be an opportunity that we are spoken to. On October 17th, we needed an event that is open dialogue and discussion. And immediately, some people wanted to take the mic, and I said, no. There's only one mic, and I have that mic, but I did provide ample time and space in a respectful way that all faculty voices were heard. Sometimes it was tough trying to figure out who's next because there were only so many mics, but we accomplished our goal of ensuring that all of those voices, those concerns, and those ideas were actually addressed. And as part of the case making and flexible course scheduling, there were 2 case studies that the participants participated in. Tabletop, we weren't in a lecture format, we were in tabletop. So folks had an opportunity to review case studies from 2 institutions, Shasta Community College in California, and also the second one was Illinois Central State College. Both were unionized college, and our faculty wanted to learn more about how colleges that have unions have successfully implemented shortened academic terms. And then we also, as part of this, there was a portion on communication, the all-important when to engage the student voice. And I'm so grateful that there's so many students here hearing about this in a truncated manner, but there is a commitment to engage students as an important next step about shortened academic terms and to hear their voices. And I'll share some data from a 2024 research study that talked about approximately 20% of the students surveyed are in favor of shortened academic terms, whether it be 7 weeks or 8 weeks also. And then we wrapped up. And our goals for the day was to understand the benefits of shortened academic terms and to begin planning. And as part of the exercise, the tabletop exercise was a shortened academic term prioritization worksheet, where as faculty at the table, staff at the table began to think initially about the ideal courses that are ready or could be ready for full programs in the shortened academic terms. That work will continue in the academic schools, and I challenged the deans at that time. I'm grateful that 3 in the room and there's 1 virtual, that these conversations no doubt will continue to happen with the professional association, which I hope they do, but these conversations must take place in the academic schools. The agendas are full, there's always something to do, but the dean's voice in leading this and guiding this is so important also. And we also began to envision what success will look like. We had originally designed to have a champagne toast at the end of the 6-hour period, but we felt that we weren't ready for champagne yet, but we had a great breakfast and a great lunch. And we walked away, I want to say that we walked away, everyone fully pleased or gratified based on the conversation that we had. So let me make a comment about those 49 questions that are going to form the basis of our frequently asked questions. Those questions were categorized or lumped into themes. One was scheduling and course structure. What does this mean for a student? What level of support will we have for faculty? There's also financial aid and accreditation. There were a lot of questions about, will this impact the student's financial aid in any way? No, absolutely not. Student success, learning, and equity. There were questions about our mission, our purpose, and our strategic rationale. And the faculty workload and contractual considerations was another theme. College preparation, advising, structures and resources was another theme, along with evaluation and decision-making. So I shared about the tabletop discussions with Shasta College and also Illinois Central State College. And some of the questions posed on the table, what stands out to you about promising strategies for potential challenges? Another question was, what aspects feel relevant and transferable to our students? And where do we see key differences? Where do we see key differences between the case studies in Hudson County Community College? And if you could ask the colleges one question, what would it be? Prior to the event on Friday, October 17th, there have been a number of smaller opportunities for Hudson County Community College faculty and staff to listen and learn to 3 other community colleges also. But we've heard the voices and the concerns about, we wanted to hear from community colleges that are unionized, so we did that. To add on to what President Reber said about the research. The research is clear about the benefits of short academic terms, not only for students, but also faculty. And I spent a lot of time sharing and talking about that, but this is not a one and done. October 17th was just the beginning of continued conversations, being transparent, being inclusive, as we co-design these short academic terms programs. Part of the research indicated that shorter semesters have a positive impact on student learning. Student outcomes improved in 6 to 8 week terms versus 15 or 16-week terms. Student success is improved because of revised and student-centered learning outcomes. structured by faculty. There's a decrease in the number of students withdrawing from courses, which lead to improved completion, increase in student success in shortened terms regardless of the modality or the discipline. Shortened academic terms works in some academic disciplines. Students also have more frequent interactions with their instructors and with their peer learners. And this is research from Logan and Gettler 2000, which was entitled The Influence of Session Length on Student Success. And I can share that with anyone who's interested in reviewing that particular research conducted by Inside Education. So in terms of our next steps, and these were shared initially on October 17th, and some ideas have come in and added to the next steps, is to really, number one, synthesize the input from the event and share the summary. I made a commitment on October 17th to work with the Professional Association and some academic leaders to continue the conversation about best practices for next step. I'm also waiting patiently for a summary that was committed to be delivered to me from our ATD facilitators from their perspective to help engage our future conversation. Also, we need to continue to look at our data and analyze data. And a very proud moment was a lot of the questions from the faculty and staff in the room was about data. Everybody is interested in the numbers. Folks just aren't accepting what we're sharing, and I was pleased to hear that, and probably because the culture of data engagement and data involvement that we're building here at the college. So there were a lot of questions about data. And for John Ergola and his team, John, thank you very much for being there and lending your voice to the conversation. It was really appreciated. More information on course data, program data, completion outcomes also as it relates to enrollment, as it relates to course success rate, online learning, and the various types of courses, whether they're considered gateway courses or gen ed courses also. We want to establish working groups for selecting those ideal programs that are ready for short academic term development. And we want to seek student feedback from day one. Dr. Jones, when are you going to engage your students? Dr. Jones, the student voice is important. We all agree that the student voice is important, but I felt that as an institution, we needed to do some internal work before we begin to talk about this to our students. And there will be additional opportunities for students to lend their written voice and also their verbal voice as you hear and learn more about short academic terms. But I do want to share the Inside Higher Education 2024 Student Voice Survey. And I'm thinking, John, that this could be modified to fit our needs to some degree once we take a closer look at it. But the results related to 8-week terms show that about 1 in 5 college students, 20%, consider it very important for their institutions to offer courses or programs on an 8-week accelerated basis to improve their academic success. I didn't make this up. This is research. This option ranked as one of the key institutional actions students believe would help boost their academic outcomes. Additional key findings of this survey: students are taking heavier course loads. Those enrolled primarily online and students working full-time are more likely to value 7 or 8-week course offerings. The 8-week term, along with 8-week program format, provides the flexibility by allowing students to focus, as Dr. Reber said, fewer courses at a time, enroll more frequently throughout the year, and they can quickly recover when life gets in the way. Availability of 7 or 8-week courses or programs correlates with students attempting higher annual credit loads, which supports quicker, faster degree completion and momentum. And despite the benefits, many institutions do not offer all courses or programs or even pathways in 7 or 8-week blocks, which can limit access for some students. Not all students want to pursue their academic journey at the same pace. And as an institution, we have to be flexible in listening to and meeting the needs of our students. Short academic terms are more prevalent at, of course, 2-year institutions or institutions serving more adult learners. And along the way, I've often heard the question, well, Dr. Jones, our students are different. Our students really aren't dissimilar to other community college students that are out there. It's the same basic needs, it's the same desires, it's the same challenges, it's the same obstacles, but that desire to achieve, that's what's very similar. And the survey underscores the broad student interest in and perceived benefit from 7 or 8-week terms, especially among non-traditional, working, online students seeking flexible and efficient pathways to success. how many students can honestly admit today that you want flexible pathways to complete your degree? No hands? I see one. Okay, but I'll take that one. And also, the last thing, we want to continue to build and update the FAQ. I'm serious about that. We want to be transparent and put all the questions out there. And there will be many more questions as we move along. And also, future conversations to discuss the technology needs. It's clear that we need to address technology needs with this, and also working with the Center for Teaching and Learning Innovation, led by Dr. Paula Robeson, to begin thinking what level of support do we need to provide for faculty as they innovate, redesign, and think differently about delivery for those, as President Reber mentioned, are interested in this particular initiative. So I will be here throughout the day, and I can, of course, address any concerns or questions that people have. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. I did want to mention that for faculty who want to be pioneers and try teaching in a 7-week format, the load remains the same.
Yes.
I don't want to be overly simplistic. There are challenges, but the load essentially remains the same. Are there questions or comments?
Karen Hosek there.
I'm sorry?
Karen Hosek.
Aaron?
Karen.
Darren? Darren?
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Dr. Reber. Thank you for this opportunity to speak, and thanks, Dr. Jones, for recapping. So I just want to, first of all, say thank you to Dr. Jones and everyone who showed up on October 17th. I do think it was a very productive meeting, and there was a lot of really good dialogue. Unfortunately, I missed the morning because I was teaching, but I heard that there was a lot of good dialogue, and I think there's a lot of tough questions we still don't know the answers to. So I appreciate you saying that this is really just the beginning, because there's still a lot that still needs to be worked out. And I'm glad that you mentioned the students, because that's one of our biggest concerns. And I think one of the things that a lot of our faculty are saying is, one, do the students really know what shortened academic terms mean? Because to me, if you say I can complete my degree faster, sure, sign me up. Like, are my classes shorter? Like normally it's 15 weeks, but I only have to do 7 weeks of the work. It's 7 weeks, but it's 15 weeks of material now shortened into 7 weeks. So it's very intensive. So I think students need to first be aware of what a 7-week course actually entails. And then also thinking about different programs, different schools. Some schools have accreditation, some schools have labs, some classes are 6 hours long. How are those all going to work? So I think when we look at the information from students, we want student feedback. We want them to really understand what they're signing up for. And we also want to know, like you mentioned, which programs might this work best for and which programs might this not really work for. So I think this is a great starting point, and we're excited to continue the dialogue, but I think there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And yes, it's more intensive, but the student's only doing 1 or 2 courses. That's the difference. That's the trade-off. But I agree with everything that you said. Are there other comments, questions? Yes. You want to come up and
Dr.
we
Reber.
need to get you on the microphone so others can hear you.
I do have to come up. Good afternoon, Dr. Weaver, and all the administrators are here. My name is Angel Ramos. I also am part of the staff as an academic coach. I'm part-time, but I'm part of the family. So my question with this curriculum is it's intriguing, because I have 2 sons, and they're seeking vocational study because they want to fast track. What profession or what they want to career to choose. They choose, and one is an electrician, the other is culinary studies. But this is intriguing in the sense that in the academic realm, we have an opportunity, I guess, for the students and even the faculty and administrators to move along the students and make them progress. Even though it's comprehensive, because I've done that in my studies in Montclair, rather than taking a 16-week course, I took a 2-week course. But, 2 weeks. But it was interesting, and it was interesting because it helped me to stay focused on one subject, rather than being spread out. And I did great. I earned a B+. I usually get B's or C's, to be honest, in my undergrad. But it helped me to get a higher grade in a short-term period. So I want to, commend the president on this idea. It's intriguing, I think, for the students to start thinking about that, to join on board, you know. It's more enriching, and I think you learn more because it's repetitive in the short term. And that's what's helpful, the repetitiveness, not spread on 16 weeks. So by the time the 13th week comes and you're doing the final, what did they say the first week? Or what did they say midway? So I'll help in that sense also. Thank you.
Mr. Ramos, let me respond briefly. One of the things I want, thank you very much, Mr. Ramos, for your feedback on, one of the things that I want to reiterate, that the student voice will be included in this decision-making process. The faculty voice will be included in this decision-making process. This is not a Darrell Jones only initiative. This is a college-wide imperative, folks. This is a college-wide initiative that we must wrap our minds around it to help understand how best to move forward. And the student voice is important, and I appreciate you as an academic coach lending your voice to the conversation also.
I think the other thing we want to do is bring student voices who have experienced this into the conversation, and that there's a huge amount of research there. Students who can speak about it after having experienced it. Are there any other questions now? This is going to be an ongoing conversation. Yes, back here.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm an academic counselor here at HCCC. I was curious if you had any data specifically about students in either academic foundations or ESL coursework and see about how the 7-week format works for those courses.
Does anybody want to?
Look to John or Gola if he has anything at his fingertips.
John, maybe perhaps John can help answer that, but let me emphasize, we do offer short-term courses. We don't offer short-term programs. There's a total. So we're not really, they're two totally different things. But John, can you speak to any data we have about current short-term programs?
Wait a minute.
There he is.
I would need a couple of minutes to pull that up. I can tell you generally, can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Generally, students taking 7-week courses perform better than even students taking 15-week courses. The 6-week courses in the summer generally have higher outcomes. There's not much of a difference in terms of how those courses, so for something in terms of academic foundations, obviously, we want to look at more than just how the student performs in the academic foundations class, but also subsequent to that, how are they performing in the college level class? Because that's really the function of those. Honestly, probably before the meeting's over, I can give you an answer to it. The other thing I would just point out too is the vast majority of this is already happening. Over 68% of our courses are already being taught in a shortened academic term. So there's the vast majority are already exist in this format. And even just in terms of our faculty, I think I have it here somewhere. Yeah, over 60% of our faculty are already teaching shortened academic term type courses or sections. So it would be new in the sense that we would be repackaging those things into singular programs where everything is offered that way, sort of like a pathway. But in terms of having to sort of reinvent the wheel, that's not necessarily the case. So it's already sort of happening in most ways. In terms of the grades, the outcomes for the academic foundations courses, I'll take a look now. If I get it, I will either chime in later or I can put it in the chat.
Thank you, John. And yeah, it's about offering the full program in the 7-week format. Question back here?
John Hernandez has a question.
I'm sorry, who?
John Hernandez.
John Hernandez.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to at least partially echo what Professor Hosek was saying earlier about unanswered questions. There are a number of potential impacts of moving into this mode for the library. And I just wanted to make sure that those considerations are not lost in the mix. There's expected impacts on a number of the services that the library provides, not the least of which would be our reserves offerings, And in addition to our ability to provide course-based library instruction, especially in a more intensive approach with many of these courses. And in addition to that, our general reference services and our research support. So I think there's a lot that has to be considered as we move forward with this idea that we not lose sight of the fact that there will be significant impacts on library services.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever suggested otherwise. Of course, there will be all kinds of operational issues. But I want to emphasize, this is a different culture we're in now than we were 8 or 10 years ago as an institution. This isn't about, we're not starting from the premise of how will we do it, how will the library adapt, and how will we make the change. What's causing us to want to focus on this is the evidence that it helps more students complete. That's what's driving the conversation. If we want to offer full program offerings, and then we will be measuring the outcomes as we go, and we will then necessarily look at everything we do that we have to do to support those programs. But this isn't, we're not making institution-centered decisions, we're making student-centered decisions. I get a little passionate about this. Anything else? I think we're running out of time. We're going to continue this conversation. Any last?
Karen has their hands raised.
For who?
Karen Hosick.
Karen Olsen.
Karen?
Sorry, Dr. Weber, thank you. Someone, because I was at the meeting on the 17th, someone asked specifically about ESL and academic donations. I do remember John kind of disaggregated some of the information. And for ESL in particular, they were talking about 12-week courses compared to 15-week courses, and students actually did not do as well in 12-week courses as they did in 15-week courses, specifically in ESL. There was kind of a random mix in other courses, but that to me really stood out. So again, we have to look really closely about what programs are we talking about. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is the beginning. We will continue to discuss all this. Heather, do you wish to give a report, or would you? You sure? I'm just thinking about time. We're kind of running out of time. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this finished here. I sent a note to the college community a week or so ago about having appointed an artificial intelligence strategy and governance council that'll be co-led by Matt LeBrake and Tricia Clay. And they are right now putting together a cross-college representative council that is going to be not unlike PAC Day in the very beginning. It's going to be really trying to engage the whole college community around what is AI, how can we do appropriate professional development to use this in ways that are very helpful to our teaching and learning mission and for operational efficiency. How can we do this while mitigating ethical and equity concerns inherent in the technology? I thank them both very much for their leadership. They're both attending an EDUCAUSE conference as we speak, but they're going to report on this work at the next meeting. I do also want to share, I had the pleasure of meeting last week with the new president of the American Association of Community Colleges, Dr. Darian Pollard, in her office in Washington. Then I saw her again at ACCT. She's intensely supportive of this college. Some of you will remember she led the visitation team when we had our successful reaccreditation in 2019. She then subsequently led 2 board and presidential retreats. She has been following us. She wants to support us. She actually wants to come back because she hasn't been here since 2019. And we're going to see if we can get her here for a town hall meeting as well. And I do want to take a moment just to speak about the wonderful open house and homecoming celebration last Saturday, October 18th. We celebrated our HCCC 50 and Forward homecoming block party and open house. More than 600 people attended, and this included everyone: faculty, staff, volunteers, alumni, students, prospective students, their families, members of our local community. The activities transformed. If you weren't there, how many of you were there? Just out of curiosity. Okay, about half. It transformed Newkirk Street into a vibrant community festival that blended celebration, recruitment, and nostalgia. Live performances included the Union City High School Marching Band, cultural performances, Bolivian dancers, many artists, live ice sculpting by HCCC faculty chef Kevin O'Malley, pumpkin carving, food trucks, even a live model of the Statue of Liberty. And I mean, total model. It was fantastic. And we proudly crowned the first ever homecoming court comprised of alumni, faculty, staff, and students. And among the artifacts that were placed in the growing HCCC 50th anniversary time capsule were a joint legislative resolution from the New Jersey Senate and General Assembly and a proclamation from Hudson County Executive Craig Guy, both congratulating HCCC for a half century of extraordinary contributions, service, and excellence in higher education. I want to thank our academic schools and our student affairs offices for offering hands-on demonstrations, interactive exhibits for hundreds of prospective students, family members, and others who enjoyed campus tours. We appreciated Hudson County Board of Commissioners Chair Anthony Romano offering enthusiastic and celebratory remarks. As we always say, it takes a village, right? This was really the result of a village of people supported by scores of HCCC family members, led by Vice President for Advancement and Communications Nicole Johnson and Dean of Enrollment Services Matthew Fessler. But we also especially thank North Hudson Campus Associate Director Diana Galvez and Assistant Dean of Student Life and Leadership Veronica Gerasima, who both played major roles in the day's highly successful event. So kudos to everyone. The next big event will be our holiday gala, which will have a 50th anniversary theme. And I want to share that last Wednesday I was pleased to accept an invitation from the American Association of Community Colleges and Education Design Lab to join the Community College Workforce Pell Advisory Committee. This is a new national leadership advisory group that's going to help guide how community colleges and others prepare for and leverage the new opportunities created by short-term workforce Pell. If you haven't heard about it, this is a major piece that we've been advocating for at least 10 years in the community college sector. It's one of the really good things that happened recently. We don't talk lots of good things. This is a good thing. It's going to provide funding for what we know at the college is a growing part of our enterprise, short-term credentials, non-credit workforce development programs that now enroll over 10,000 students under Lori Margolin's outstanding leadership. So I'm pleased to now actually be involved in this national group that's going to give advice on, the devil's in the details, okay? How do we actually create the parameters around which institutions will be eligible for funding? All of us have lots of questions about that. So I welcome the opportunity to do that. Okay, are there any other questions, comments, items of celebration, anything anyone else would like to speak to today? Yes. Michelle, we need to get a mic to Michelle.
Okay. I was a Jersey City public school teacher for years, so I can project. I just wanted to introduce Selma. She's so wonderful, and we've been working really hard together. She's the cultural coordinator on our exhibit opening November 7th. 4 p.m. is Dr. Weaver. 6 p.m. is Dr. Chevroletti. He's going to have a few words about Hudson's history, which is very exciting, and I'm kind of excited to see Nicholas in that light. And I hope you can all come out and support you. You will be surprised because there's a lot of photos, and we've tried to cover every department. We've been working on this for 8 months, and we really hope it's a moment that you'll take to celebrate yourselves and your professional life and your educational life and just being part of Hudson for so long. It's right next to the Central Square Market on Academy Street. It's a lovely little space, and there'll be autumnal treats for everybody free. So, do you want to say anything else?
We'll also hand out zines.
Oh yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, we'll have like little activities like a family guide, or you can. I believe we're doing the letter writing as well.
No.
Not the day of.
But future program.
Yeah, the exhibit is up until March,
Yeah.
so there will be things throughout. And
that's it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We're really excited. Elio? You're muted.
say something there.
Perhaps he doesn't want to speak. Is he muted?
She's muted.
Karen has a hand raised.
I'm sorry?
Karen?
Karen also has their hand raised.
Yes, finally I got unmuted. Thank you very much. Just kind of problems with my computer. Just want to make an announcement. It's all good. We are in a good progress with the tower building construction. A couple weeks ago, there was a walk through the tower building. I know our seniors been looking at the progress with the building. And I just want to make an announcement about, give you a heads up. We are in the stage where we're ready to start building the walkway between the new tower building and Two Enos building. We're going to be using Christmas break and intersection, closing Two Enos building for a month, for the whole month from approximately December 20 until January 23rd. And we're going to be using this month for completing this walkway again, which is going to be used from the tower to the Two Enos. Both the first and the second floor of Two Enos will be affected. The lower level will not going to be affected. We're still going to have operation there. But I just want to let you guys know that we're in a good progress of the tower construction. We can see the difference every day, and now it's very exciting that we're already thinking and going to be doing the connection between the new building and Two Enos. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Elian. Karen, is your hand up again?
It is, thanks. I just wanted to, I know you're in North Hudson, but tonight in Journal Square from 5 to 8 p.m., we have a reverse job fair for Jersey City Council candidates. And so it's where you can come and you interview the candidates for Jersey City. So if you live in Jersey City or if you know someone that lives in Jersey City, we'd really like you to come out, ask some questions, become informed voters. We will have some treats and goodies to entice you. So please, please come if you're a Jersey City resident. If you're not, come. We'd love to see you anyway. Again, 5 to 8 p.m. tonight at the Culinary Conference Center in Journal Square. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen. John, I see, John, you want to say anything? I see you're texting a few.
Sure. It's in the chat if anyone's interested. I just took a quick look. So looking at sections that have run 7 weeks or less, so basically ONA, ONB in summer, compared to 15 weeks, which is like sort of a baseline for academic foundations math. The condensed sections outperform 15-week sections by about 15%. For academic foundations English, which really only includes summer AF English classes, outperforms 15 weeks by about 10%. And for ESL, also really only talking about summer, outperforms 15 weeks by about 10%.
Okay, John, thanks. That was quick. Thank you. Anything else for the good of the order?
I have something quick.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Lisa.
No one wants me to say
I didn't see you.
That's okay. On behalf of Ariana Kaye and the Hudson Helps Resource Center, students have a chance to win up to $500 in DoorDash gift cards. We are partnering with DoorDash to help fuel our food pantry. So if you donate a non-perishable food or hygiene item at any pantry by November 12th, you'll be entered. And also if you attend the Oxfam banquet on November 12th, you can register on Eventbrite, look for an email from communications, it's probably in your email, and you can help to fill our pantries, as you heard, in case there's a challenge with SNAP, and also win some DoorDash gift certificates for yourself. And registration is open for winter and spring 2026, as of today, for all students.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we're out of time. We'll end on that happy note. I hope everybody has a great afternoon. Thank you all for being here, and let's keep up the great work. Thank you.